Now at 5, a historic strike appears to be on the horizon. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Elizabeth Din. The first doctor strike and the largest healthcare walkout ever seen in Oregon announced this morning following failed negotiations. The Oregon Nurses Association, the ONA, says nearly 5,000 Providence employees plan to strike across 8 hospitals in 10 days. And KOIN 6 wants to know what this means for patient care. Let's check in with Joelle Jones live tonight after hearing from both sides of the bargaining table here. Joelle?
Yeah, that's right, Liz. Officials here at Providence St. Vincent say this potential strike won't impact most surgeons or the ER, though we could see hospitalists, nurses, and for the first time, doctors trade in the scrubs for the picket line. Both the hospital and the union say that this is unprecedented, and now both sides are prepping for the worst, but hoping for the best.
We do not want to go on strike. That is the last resort.
The countdown to a potentially historic healthcare strike now on, forcing Providence officials to come up with contingency plans for care.
These next 10 days are about preparing for a strike. I wish it weren't happening, but we're taking our colleagues at their word.
Following a week of expedited bargaining sessions, the Oregon Nurses Association delivered a 10-day strike notice.
And it really has been very drastic conditions that have prompted us to unionize and now be planning to go on strike.
Starting next Friday, nearly 5,000 frontline physicians, nurses, and other healthcare workers will strike across 14 Providence locations, including 8 hospitals and 6 clinics if an agreement is not reached. It's an outcome doctors and nurses say they hope to avoid.
We will be communicating and making plans for patients, contingency plans, so that patients can get the adequate, safe emergency care that they need, but it will be very disruptive for them, and that is not something that we take lightly.
Workers say they are fighting for safer staffing and competitive health care benefits.
The top of market right now is OHSU. They have 20 RN openings. I checked over the weekend. We have several hundred.
But Providence argues current offers are competitive, including a bump in salary for nurses.
The proposals that are on the table right now, these proposals are on the table, would have a 20% raise at the end of 3 years.
But with 1,200 patients to care for, I asked what the plan is should doctors and other workers walk off the job.
On the nursing side, we have experience with strikes. So we've been preparing for this. We have replacement workers coming in, and it's an eventuality we've been preparing for. The thing that is different about this time is that there are doctors and practitioners involved in this strike.
Now, Providence officials tell me that any major changes will be communicated to patients. As for bargaining, the union says they are willing to come back to the table. Meanwhile, hospital officials tell me right now they need to shift their focus to prepping for this potential strike. Should nothing change, we could see workers walk off the job as early as 6 a.m. on Friday, January 10th. So we will continue to track this very, very closely. But for now, live in Portland, I'm Joelle Jones, KOIN 6 News.